This is the Fifth Estate, coming to you from the Fort Hall School of Government in Nairobi City and Professor Mutahi Nguni. Part of the ODM brigade, led by a greenhorn senator called Wafula, or something like that, is urging Raila to play the Trojan gambit on William Ruto. Let me explain what a Trojan gambit is. For 10 years, the Greeks besieged the city of Troy. They tried everything brute force could offer. But Troy stood firm, unbreakable and fortified behind walls. Then came a brilliant man by the name of Osidius. He was a master, not of the sword, but of the mind. And he understood this. When force fails, seduce. When a gate is locked, offer a gift. With his guidance, the Greeks pretended to surrender to the Trojans. Then they faked an exit by sailing their boats away. But before they took off, they left a wooden horse as a gift outside the gates of Troy. It was a peace offering, a token of surrender. The Trojans accepted the gift. They opened the gates of the city and hauled the horse inside with celebration. At midnight, the belly of the beast cracked open. Hundreds of Greek soldiers crept out, opened the gates for the city for the Greek army outside. And in a few hours, they had taken over the city of Troy.
In 2001, Raila took a Trojan horse to the house of Moi. It was a peace offering, a token of surrender. Then Moi made him Secretary General of KANU and Minister for Energy. But in a record 200 days, Raila's Trojan horse burst open, and his brigade moved in with brute force and destroyed KANU for good. This is how Mzee Kibaki became president in 2002. Raila gave him the job. Now Ruto has accepted the ODM Trojan horse as a peace offering from Babaman. Can Raila collapse the broad-based government from within by unleashing his Trojan soldiers on Ruto? Yes, he can. But will he do it? We will give you the arguments, and the verdict is yours. We ask you, is Raila comfortable? Yes. Is he the co-president? Yes. Does he want to enjoy this position for another 5 years under Ruto? No idea. But if Babaman does the Trojan gambit on Ruto, how sure is he of success? In 2022, Ruto beat Raila and Uhuru. Yet the two had IEBC, the deep state, the system, and the subsystem. Is the Trojan gambit worth it?
Let us assume that Raila takes the gamble and he does the Trojan gambit. What happens to Ruto? What happens if the ODM ministers resign before 2027 and Raila breaks away from Ruto? There are many possibilities here, but we will focus on one constitutional probability for now. Justice Maraga sent an advisory to Uhuru to dissolve parliament. And the constitution says that once such advisory is given, the president shall dissolve parliament. What is more, this advisory had no timeline. It did not say that parliament shall be dissolved in 14 days. The discretion falls squarely on the lap of the president. One more thing. This advisory is meant to be passed from one president to the next, so long as the 30% gender bill is not passed. What this means is that Ruto has the constitutional powers to dissolve parliament anytime. But here is the catch. if Ruto dissolves parliament in May 2027, what we will have in 2027 is an election of MPs and senators. There will be no presidential election and no election for governors in 2027. These elections will happen in May 2032. It is in the Constitution, dear people. Read it. If Raila pulls the Trojan gambit and Ruto dissolves parliament, there will be no presidential election in 2027. And Ruto and the governors will continue until 2032.
Will Raila do the Trojan gambit on Ruto? And will he do it for the ODM brigade led by a greenhorn senator called Wafula or whatever his name is? We need to take this brigade to school. For starters, Raila is older than the United Nations. Raila was born in January 1945 during the Second World War. And the United Nations was formed in July 1945 after the war. Babaman is manufactured by war. One more thing. The Odinga dynasty is 100 years old, established in 1923. It is an enterprise built through blood, mud, and thorns. Jaramogi and his sons lived half their lives in detention, fighting for the liberation of our country. Now, Raila is at a watershed, a place of decision making, and everyone wants a piece of him. The ODM brigade wants him to do the Trojan gambit, but we know that they are just vultures. They are hovering over Babaman, waiting for him to die and inherit their 100-year-old Odinga dynasty. Then there is William Ruto. If the Odinga family was about liberation by any means necessary, Ruto is the man carrying the liberation flag. And so we ask, where will Babaman fall? With the vultures that want a Trojan gambit and inherit him? Or with the man carrying the liberation flag? A flag that Raila can help fashion. The verdict is yours.